Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're ready for a deep and honest conversation because what we're about to discuss cuts right to the heart of Nigeria's realities: religion, politics, and power. The topic making headlines right now is the viral claim attributed to Pastor William Kumuyi that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. The US just wants to steal our resources. Whether you've seen the headline or heard the chatter online, this statement has stirred emotions, debates, and serious reflection across the country. So let's talk about it calmly and truthfully. The claim suggests that Pastor Kumuyi dismissed reports of a Christian genocide in Nigeria and instead accused the United States of using such narratives as a cover to exploit Nigeria's vast natural resources. The story, as it spread, touched a nerve, not just because of what was said, but because of what it represents about how Nigerians see their country, their faith, and the global powers that influence them. In a nation where religion is deeply rooted in our identity, where both Christians and Muslims have faced violence and division, a statement like this feels explosive. It forces us to ask difficult questions. Are Nigerians truly under religious persecution, or are we being manipulated by bigger geopolitical games? Is the West genuinely concerned about human rights, or are they using that as a smokescreen for economic control? Let's break it down. When someone says there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria, they're challenging a global narrative that portrays Nigeria as a war zone where Christians are being systematically wiped out. Whether you agree or disagree, it's a bold claim, and it reflects something deeper: our national fatigue with being defined by external headlines. Because let's face it, Nigeria's story is rarely told accurately abroad. Foreign media often exaggerates our divisions, and global powers have long viewed Africa through the lens of what they can take, not what they can build. So when the statement adds that the US just wants to steal our resources, it taps into a very old and painful reality that our oil, gas, gold, and land have always been magnets for foreign interests. But we can't just wave this away as conspiracy talk. Think about it. Every time Nigeria makes progress in controlling its own resources, oil refineries, mineral mining, agriculture, there always seems to be external resistance or hidden pressure. And while our leaders are busy politicking, corruption and mismanagement make it easy for outsiders to dictate our economic direction. So when someone suggests that the Western world may be using religious crisis as a distraction, it's not an impossible theory. After all, divided people are easier to manipulate. Now let's look at the religious dimension. Nigeria is one of the most religious countries on earth, yet somehow one of the most divided. Christians and Muslims live side by side, work together, even intermarry, yet politics has turned faith into a weapon. The moment election season comes around, politicians start preaching tribal and religious loyalty instead of development and justice. So when you hear no Christian genocide, maybe the bigger message is that we're being forced to hate each other while the real oppressors, corruption, poverty, and greed, are left untouched. We keep fighting the wrong battles while the right ones are ignored. But here's where we need to be careful. Denying that religious violence exists is not the same as denying that Christians, Muslims, and other groups suffer. We know communities have been attacked. We've seen churches and mosques destroyed. We've seen innocent lives lost in the name of religion. What's important is understanding why these things happen. Is it truly about faith, or is faith being used as a mask for political control, land grabbing, and ethnic domination? Because if we can't answer that honestly, we'll keep falling into the same trap, blaming each other while the real culprits escape accountability. This entire controversy opens up a larger conversation about leadership, governance, and civic responsibility. Nigerians are tired of insecurity, unemployment, inflation, and the same recycled excuses from government officials. Whether the US wants our resources or not, what hurts the most is that our own leaders keep giving it away. Oil wealth that should build schools, hospitals, and industries is being looted. Natural resources that should empower citizens are sold off for peanuts, and the youth, the true strength of this nation, are left to hustle, suffer, or leave. So maybe the real message isn't about whether America is scheming, but about whether Nigerians are ready to wake up. Our real enemies are not our Muslim neighbors, our Christian friends, or people from another ethnic group. Our enemies are ignorance, corruption, and complacency. The enemy is a political class that benefits when we're divided. The enemy is poverty that keeps our youth desperate enough to fight each other instead of building together. The enemy is the silence of good people who see evil and do nothing. That's the conversation this moment should spark. We can't afford to let religion blind us anymore. We must begin to see beyond the church walls and mosque gates. We must hold our leaders accountable for every missing naira, every uncompleted project, every promise turned to dust. We must unite as Nigerians first, not because we want to erase our faith, but because our shared humanity comes before any label. Let's stop waiting for foreign governments to define our reality. Let's define it ourselves through truth, unity, and courage. If there is one thing Nigerians are known for, it's resilience. We've survived military rule, economic collapse, and endless disappointments, yet we rise. But this resilience must now turn into responsibility. Let's start questioning every narrative, whether it comes from the West or our own politicians. Let's ask hard questions about who profits from our suffering. Let's rebuild local industries, support Nigerian-made products, and invest in our youth. Let's make sure our pastors, imams, and traditional leaders preach unity and justice, not fear and division, because at the end of the day, religion should be a force for peace, not manipulation. So whether or not Pastor Kumuyi said those exact words, the bigger takeaway is this: Nigeria must wake up. We can't keep letting others shape how we see ourselves. We can't keep fighting each other while our nation bleeds. It's time to focus on what truly matters: accountability, justice, fairness, and the protection of our natural wealth for generations to come. The world will always have its interests, but Nigeria's interest must come first. If you're watching this right now, I want you to think deeply about where you stand in all this. Are you helping build bridges or burning them? Are you amplifying division or demanding progress? Because change doesn't start in Aso Rock. It starts with every Nigerian who decides enough is enough. Let's reject hatred, embrace truth, and fight together for the Nigeria we deserve. Thank you for watching. If this message speaks to your heart, please like this video, share it widely, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your voice. And don't forget to subscribe for more bold, truth-centered content that challenges the lies and awakens the mind. Nigeria's story is still being written, and you are part of it. Stay strong, stay aware, and stay united.